another book for you today. It is called Me Too, Grandma. See the pretty picture on the front? You can tell what kind of animal this book's going to be about, right? Mm-hmm. And it is about that birdie that goes, woohoo, an owl family, right? All right, it's called Me Too, Grandma, and it's written by Jane Chapman. This is a really good story. Well, at the beginning of the book, as it's starting, you're going to meet a little boy owl that's probably about 3 or 4 years old named Ollie. And his grandma is also in the story. So here's his grandma, and she's calling to him up in the tree. And there's Ollie, and he looks pretty excited, doesn't he? Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen. Ollie, cried Grandma one evening, I have a wonderful surprise for you. Woohoo, a surprise, said Ollie. I wonder what it could be. He fluttered down excitedly to find out. And that's why he looked so excited when his grandma was calling to him. Do you like surprises? I do too, most of the time. Well, cuddled up in Grandma's wings was a little bundle of fluff. Here's Ollie looking down to see what Grandma wants to show him. And there she is. See what she's holding in her wings? Yeah, a sweet little bundle of fluff. What is it? Asked Ollie, looking and peering closer. The fluff ball had 2 huge eyes and a little tiny beak. Well, this is your baby cousin Lily, said Grandma, very softly. See, and that's who he was, a little baby owl. Mm-hmm. Ollie wasn't sure what to think. Lily stared at Ollie, and then she blinked. Can you blink? And Ollie's like, she's not very chatty, is she? Kind of mumbled that. That means she doesn't talk much. Grandma laughed. Oh, just say hi. And maybe she'll wave. It's her new trick. But she's still pretty young, right? So Ollie tried it. Hi, said Ollie. And little Lily cheeped, hiya. And she wiggled fluffy feathers at him. Grandma clapped proudly. Yay! Oh, who's my little honey bun? She cooed. Honey bun, thought Ollie. But I'm Grandma's honey bun. Why is she calling Lily that? So here's a picture of Ollie saying hi. And she's waving her little feathers and saying, hiya, with a little peep. And there is Grandma clapping and saying she's so proud of little Lily. And Ollie's got his head kind of tipped to the side like, huh? Why is she calling her honey bun? That's my name. Well, in the next page, Ollie says, can Lily play games? Well, she's very little, chuckled Grandma. But I know she'd love to play with a big boy owl like you. Well, how about bunny hops? Ollie cheeped. You play it like this, Lily. Hop, hop, hop. And he started jumping around. Here you can see him hopping. It's a game he likes to play. Now, there's Grandma, and there's little Lily watching. Grandma looks a little concerned and told him that she is pretty small still. She's still kind of tiny, but he wants to see if she'll do those bunny hops. So Ollie bounced around like a ping pong ball, but Lily was a terrible hopper. She just flopped over backwards. Ow, she squeaked. So there's Ollie jumping away and hopping happily. Lily's watching. She tries, meow, falls over backwards, and that's when she starts crying. Oh dear, I think she was too little, don't you? Yeah. Oh, Grandma saw her fall and scooped her up into her wings, and she said, my poor sweetie, soothed Grandma. scooping Lily up and tickling her tufty tummy until she was chirp, chirp, chirping with delight. Humph, Ollie grumped. His wings sagged a little bit. Poor sweetie. What about me? And here Grandma is cuddling with little Lily and helping her to not cry anymore and tickling her. And there's Ollie like, oh, she's getting all the attention. What about me? Well, next Grandma said, let's push Lily in the swing, smiled Grandma. You used to love it when you were little. Do you like swings? And Ollie said, me first, yelled Ollie, and he raced on ahead. So here's Grandma with little Lily, and here is Ollie. And he's jumping on a baby swing. Is he a baby anymore? You can't see real well here, but it's one of those swings where you slide your feet in either side and there's a little strap and belt to help hold you. Yeah, you've gone on those when you were smaller, yep. And Ollie's trying to do it again, now that he's a little bit bigger owl. But Ollie was too big. Big boys need big swings, said Grandma. This one is for baby owls like Lily. Ready, little sweetness? She said to Lily. Ollie watched Grandma push Lily back and forth. Look, Ollie, Lily thinks she's flying, Grandma hooted. Hoo-hoo, would you like to push her? Here she is, getting pushed in the swing. You can see better the kind of swing it is now. You can see her little bird feet go through the holes, and she's carefully held in place. Then you know that those are for small children or babies. And there's Ollie watching. And she says, Ollie, would you like to push her? And he says, but Ollie was thinking, Lily likes playing in the swing, doesn't she? So we can play hide and seek while she's busy. Start counting, Grandma. And he fluttered off. Wait a minute, Ollie, cried Grandma. I'm just going to show you the picture real quick. There he is, he said. She's happy in the swing. Let's just leave her there and we can go play. We'll play hide and seek. And Grandma's like, wait a minute here. Why is that not a good idea? Can you think of that? Should you leave a baby alone in a swing? No, not safe. You gotta take care of those little guys when they're small, especially because she can't handle it herself. She needs a helper, a grandma, or a mommy or daddy or whoever, right? So Ollie's gonna flutter off to play hide and seek, and Grandma says, wait, Ollie. Lily's too little to swing on her own, but I want to play with you, not Lily, squawked Ollie. Can't we put her down for a nap? Well, how about a snack instead, said Grandma. That's something we can all do together. Sounds like a good idea, huh? Ollie flopped down on the grass and waited for Grandma to come back. And Lily was sitting in the swing still, while Ollie kept an eye on her, and Grandma was just nearby. And she just kept saying, hiya, 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 and waving at Ollie. But Ollie did not feel like waving back. He's not very happy right now, is he? I can hold your picture up. There's little Lily waving and chirping hiya. And there's Ollie just kind of looking at her like, I don't feel like it, kind of thinking. And then Grandma came running back, or flying back, it doesn't say. Snack time, smiled Grandma, and she broke a cookie in half. Here's a treat for my two little treasures. There she is. And she has a cookie, and you can see there's a half here and a half here. So she broke a cookie in half so that they could share it. One for Ollie and one for Lily. Ollie looked down at his half of the cookie. Suddenly, a tear trickled down his cheek. It is actually next to his beak. And he covered his face to hide his sniffles. Why do you think he's crying? Let's see what happens. You used to give me a whole cookie, Grandma, he cried. Don't you love me with your whole heart anymore? Oh my goodness. There he is, trying to cover up his sniffles. And then down here he's saying to Grandma, who used to give me a whole cookie, and he's got little tears coming down. What's going on, Grandma? Oh, my little munchkin, said Grandma. Is that what you've been thinking? And she comes over to her little sweet Ollie with her loving wings to go around him. Yeah. And she picks him up. Grandma sat Ollie on her lap for a sniffly snuggle. I gave you only half a cookie because it was the last one in the box, she explained. But now you've got Lily. Oh, sorry, Ollie says this. But now you've got Lily, and I'm not little like Lily anymore. Oh, whimpered Ollie. Well, that's true, laughed Grandma. You certainly are a big boy. But no matter how big you get, you'll always be my perfect little snuggle bug. Ollie sniffled again, and he cuddled in closer. Look at that. She's giving him nice snuggly hugs and telling him that no matter what, when you're a baby, when you're a little boy, and you're a bigger boy, your whole life as you grow up, you're always going to be my special snuggle bug. In other words, she loves him and likes to call him in sweet names like that. There's little Lily sitting in the swing munching on her cookie while this is all happening. And they're right nearby her. And Ollie snuggles up close while he's still a little sniffly. Let me tell you something amazing, Grandma continued. When a new baby comes along, a grandma grows new love. Lily hasn't taken away any of my love for you. I didn't know that about grandmas. Ollie sniffled. Feel better? Asked Grandma. Does he look like he feels a little better now as he's talking to his grandma? Yeah. I don't see any more tears. And I see lots of love from Grandma and from Ollie together as they snuggle. Oh, when she said feel better, when Grandma asked that, it says, but Ollie was looking at his baby cousin. Hiya, 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 cheeped Lily. She was covered in crumbs from head to toe. You know, babies are a little bit messy when they eat, aren't they? We all are a little bit. Oh my, this owlet needs a bath, laughed Grandma. But watch out, Ollie. Lily loves to splash. So, in other words, she's saying, look at this messy baby. But we're gonna have to give her a bath. Where do you think owls take a bath? Do they have a bathtub and a faucet, water to turn on, and soap and bubbles and all that? Maybe in a book about it like that. Maybe they're making owls be like humans. But in this one, they're living outside. So they're gonna take a bath outside in water, just like a regular owl would. But did you hear what she said? Watch out, Ollie. Lily loves to splash. Sometimes babies and kids like that, right? And that's exactly what Ollie said. Just like me, cheered Ollie. I like to splash too. Come on, Lily, let's splash Grandma. And that's what they did. There they are, Ollie and Lily, and they're in looks like a pond or something, some kind of water source. Maybe it's even a bird bath. I can't tell for sure. But for their little bodies, it's a big body of water. And there's Grandma Owl getting all wet. Ah! She doesn't seem to mind too much, does she? She looks like she loves being with her grandchildren, and she doesn't care if she gets a little wet. She's just happy that they're having fun together, right? And guess what? That's the end. Do you think Ollie Owl learned something? I think so too. Maybe you could talk to your mom and dad about that. But that's the end of too, Grandma. And I hope you can relate to that book and you enjoyed it. See you later.